Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well. And in today's video, I want to talk about God without religion. And before I get into it, I just want to say that I don't think religion is bad. This is not me bashing religion in any way. And if you consider yourself to be religious, then by all means, do what's right for you, do what's good for you. Me personally, as I've said in other videos, I'm not necessarily very religious, but I would consider myself spiritual. And how I've come to understand religion is a systemization of understanding the divine. Kind of like society has become or is a systemization of our survival. It made survival easier for us, just like religion makes connecting with the divine easier for us. It gives us a framework to work with. But I think something that many religions have in common on the negative side is that they believe that their God or their beliefs are the right beliefs and that all other schools of thought are wrong. And I don't think that's necessarily true. I see it more as the various religions are all different paths to the divine source, or to God, or to the universe, whatever word you want to call it, the oneness that penetrates through all of us, through all organic beings. And that you don't need to follow a set path or a religion or a philosophical ideal to connect with the divine. And arguably that's kind of like what the New Age movement is all about. And arguably, I think learning to let go of some of the dogmas or stricter ways that religion tends to promote may be better for coming into direct contact with the divine for yourself. And what I mean is that I don't think Source or God or the universe has a rule book that we should abide by. Sure, there's things that activities that we might partake in that either hinder or create a easier connection with the divine, but that doesn't mean that there's one size fits all, right? And that the first step when it comes to connecting with the divine is letting go of our ideas about it, because the divine is something that is incomprehensible, which is why we've created systems to make it more comprehensible to us, right? And I just want to read the first little stanza in the Tao Te Ching. And it's the Tao that can be told is not the eternal Tao. The name that can be named is not the eternal name. And how I understand that is basically what I just said, that knowing where we come from isn't necessarily possible in the intellectual sense, but it has to be experienced. It must be experienced. And it's why words fail us so often when we try to talk about the divine. And how the divine manifests itself for everyone is going to be different, right? It's why certain people connect with Christianity, or certain people connect with Stoicism, or certain people connect with New Age thought. The divine is going to talk to you in a way that it knows you'll understand. And a lot of times it might not even necessarily be in the way that you think. And this is not to say that certain religions are more knowledgeable in certain areas. That's not what I'm saying, but rather something that I've experienced on my journey is maybe I've been led to a certain philosophical idea. Well, I'll just say Stoicism for now. Like, I've been led to read about Stoicism to learn something, right? And then I'll pick up the Bible or I'll pick up the Bhagavad Gita and it'll say basically the same thing in a different way that I read in the Stoics, but for whatever reason at that time, I was more willing to hear it from a Stoic point of view than the Bible or the Bhagavad Gita. And that, kind of to illustrate this point a little bit, I have a little bookmark in the Bible. It's Ecclesiastes 11:5. And it is, just as you don't know the path of the wind, or how bones develop in the womb of a pregnant woman, so also you don't know the work of God, who makes everything. And I would argue that it's surrendering to the not knowing of things that connects us to the divine, that leads us along our path and opens us up to different schools of thought. When we kind of get stuck in how things ought to be or the way they should be, when we get stuck in the structure, we close ourselves off to the divine, because the divine has no structure. Anyways, this is really all I got for today, a little ramble, and I hope you all are doing well, and thank you for watching. Peace and love. Till next time.